When we hear about Cleopatra, it's almost automatic to imagine her surrounded by the Great Pyramids of Egypt, as if she lived at the same time these stone giants were being built. But history holds a stunning surprise. Queen Cleopatra VII, the last ruler of Egypt before Roman rule, lived closer to the emergence of the iPhone in 2007 than to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, some 2,500 years before her birth. This curious fact reveals something fascinating. The timeline of human history is not as linear as we imagine, and today, we will delve into this contrast between eras to better understand the grandeur of ancient Egypt and Cleopatra's unique place in history. The Great Pyramid of Giza was completed around 2560 BC during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. At nearly 147 meters high, it was for centuries the tallest structure built by man. These pyramids symbolized not only tombs, but also a political and religious project of power. They were monuments erected in an Egypt that was still taking its first steps as one of the most influential civilizations on the planet. When Cleopatra was born in 69 BC, the pyramids were already ancient ruins, over 2,500 years old. For her, the pyramids were what the ruins of the Roman Empire are for us today, distant testaments to an almost mythical past. Cleopatra VII. Cleopatra was the last queen of the Ptolemaic dynasty, descended from generals of Alexander the Great. Contrary to popular belief, Cleopatra was not of native Egyptian origin but rather of Greek-Macedonian descent. Even so, she stood out for adopting Egyptian customs and winning the hearts of the people, something her predecessors had rarely attempted. Astute, politically literate, Cleopatra spoke several languages and knew how to wield the power of diplomacy. She was the lover of Julius Caesar, then of Mark Antony, alliances that sought to maintain Egypt's independence against the advancing Roman Empire. The surviving image of Cleopatra is that of a fascinating woman, a symbol of seduction and power, but above all she was a ruler who faced one of the most critical moments in her people's history. Now let's put the facts side by side. Construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, circa 2560 BC, birth of Cleopatra, 69 BC, launch of the iPhone, 2007 AD between Cleopatra and the pyramids, approximately 2,500 years between Cleopatra and us, a little over 2,000 years. This means that Cleopatra is closer to the invention of modern technology than to the height of pharaonic Egypt, a perspective that makes us reflect on the vastness of historical time. Cleopatra's Egypt was no longer the same as it was in the time of the great pharaohs. Political power was weakened, besieged by Roman expansion. The economy depended on Mediterranean trade, and Alexandria, its capital, was a cultural and scientific center with the famous library and the lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. While the pyramids represented an Egypt of divine kings, Cleopatra ruled a cosmopolitan Egypt, connected to the Hellenistic world and on the verge of falling under foreign rule. After her death in 30 BC, Cleopatra became a myth. For the Romans, a symbol of danger and fascination. For us, an icon of feminine resistance and political intelligence. She didn't build pyramids, but her name has spanned the centuries with the same force as stone colossi. And perhaps, in a way, her legacy has withstood the test of time even more intensely than many stone monuments. When we think of Cleopatra, we shouldn't imagine her as a contemporary of the pyramids, but as a figure who lived in a completely different time in history. A queen who ruled an ancient Egypt, but already distant from its greatest glories. The great curiosity that Cleopatra lived closer to us than the pharaohs of the pyramids reminds us of something essential. History is made of layers, and often the past we believe remote can be much closer than we imagine. And so, by holding a simple smartphone today, you are, in a way, more connected to Cleopatra than she ever was to the pyramids of her ancestors. Don't forget to like this video and follow our channel for more fascinating historical revelations that will change how you see the past.